Welcome to Study Loop.
Okay, in order to answer this question, let's talk about the extrinsic pathway of apoptosis. Okay, apoptosis has an intrinsic pathway, okay, and also it has an extrinsic pathway. Okay, so it has intrinsic and extrinsic pathway. For example, in the intrinsic pathway, we have withdrawal of growth factor and DNA damage and abnormal proteins. Okay, all of them are going to be triggers for activation of the intrinsic pathway. In the extrinsic pathway, we have other type of triggers. Okay, for example, we have death receptors. Okay, all of them are part of the TNF family of receptors, and they are going to expand plasma membrane into cytoplasm. Okay, and this is and it is going to cause apoptosis. Also, for example, here we have the FAS. Okay, also called CD95. This is a well-described death receptor. Okay, that is found on many cells, and it is going to bind FAS ligand. And this binding is going to trigger a sequence that leads to activation of caspases. And this is going to lead to apoptosis. Okay. For example, so many cells are going to have this CD95 or also called FAS. Okay. And other cells are going to have FAS ligand. For example, CDH T cells produce FAS ligand. Okay, so they are going to bind the cells that are expressing CD95 or also called as FAS, and it is going to release many enzymes to produce or to activate practically the caspases and lead to apoptosis. Okay, so the question says in autoimmune lymphoproliferative syndrome ALPS, lymphocytes which multiply during an infection persist in the body and damage tissue. The syndrome is caused by a mutation in the FAS gene which encodes a cell surface receptor. Which signaling pathway does the receptor initiate? And well, option A says activated metabolism. This is false. Option B says apoptosis, and this is correct. Okay. The FAS it is going to code for it is going to initiate the signaling pathway of apoptosis, specifically the extrinsic pathway of apoptosis. Okay, so the option B is the correct option.